And we are going.
Oh, we are live.
All right. So,
All right, welcome to the SpitSwap podcast. We actually have a sponsorship on our first episode. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? But it's a cock bald cap, and if your bush is super fucking huge and you've got places to be, a porno to shoot, use it. If you're Hagrid about to ransack a children's hospital, pop this fucker on. Okay, so to get 90% off this sick-ass product, use promo code SpitSwap at www.baldcapcock.org. All right, guys, how we do?
I'm fine. I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that shit up.
Well, our first sponsorship was a success. We're getting paid at least $100,000 for this episode.
The
It's
only,
no trouble.
I think the only way that they'll know if you use the product is if you send your pictures of you using the cock bald cap to our SpitSwap Discord.
Right.
So,
On someone else, on the victim.
of course.
Right.
The victim.
So, we're gonna start off with the with American Ninja Warrior, but there's a twist. All right. So it's American Ninja Warrior, but it's for leukemia patients in a children's hospital. See, we get the
I'm
kids.
listening.
We get the kids to run the regular American Ninja Warrior course, except they've been bedridden for 3 months and have no hair because they've been undergoing chemo for that period
Okay,
of time.
yeah, but they also have to fast for like a week, though.
Right. Well, I mean, they
You
can't,
can't
eat
have
anyway
them
'cause they're going
overweight,
through-
dude.
They
Come
can't
on.
eat anyway because they're going through chemo. So it's just the regular course, except for their sickly cancer kids.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
the announcers
Dude.
on that show? Like, someone wipes out. They have to have like paramedics to make sure they're not just dead.
They just have they just have the defibrillators like ready the whole time.
It's just
The
so you
winner
can
gets
see
cured
everything.
of cancer. It's only one cure.
Yeah, she completed the course, but the
Only
real
one-
challenge is beating the leukemia.
No, I think we would have to release that show after the cure for cancer is like made, because then we'd be like, well, it's kind of their fault. They just didn't buy the cure, you know?
There's just not enough,
This
so
is
we're
their
making
fault.
the kids fight for it. How bad?
Yeah, at
do you
the end,
want
instead of the
not be
money, we
sick
get them the
anymore?
cure for cancer. And the trick is, like, never get to it, so we never have to tell that we don't actually have it.
Make it physically impossible. Just a little bit.
So
Too
if
hard for
anything,
any
if
kid
anything,
to
it's
do it.
morally ambiguous rather than wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, you're paying them. The winner gets to meet John Cena and gets like $10.
Infants fucking suck. They
I have
can't
to
do
agree.
anything.
I have
They're
to
good
agree.
for nothing.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Ted.
They're definitely
What's
wrong.
good about babies? And I'm talking about like newborns, right?
Yeah.
They're slimy. They're ugly. They don't have hair. They're like red. Their skulls are like lumpy and they have like gaps in them. They have the umbilical cord is still on their belly button. Babies fucking suck.
Yeah, dude, they can't ride a horse. They can't do accounting. They can't. Oh, I'm not going to do that next one. Humanity has existed for how many fucking years, right? Do you think a baby has ever put up a fight against like somebody like
Yeah.
on the field of battle?
Yeah,
There's got to
no,
be
that's-
one.
There has
That's
to
the
be
other
something
thing
one.
that I was gonna say.
Somewhere
Like, babies
along
It's
the
can't
probably like
line,
fight.
Crispin or something.
somewhere along the line, there was
I mean, they
one
can be used
infant
to
who
fight.
really went nuts.
They're good for hogging all of the MILF titties. That's what babies
Yeah.
are good for. That's it. That is
But then you don't
literally
get any to yourself, though. Then you're kind of a
Exactly.
cock at that point.
Exactly. No, that's why babies suck. That's all they do. They hog MILF titties.
Damn.
Think about it, dude. If you're a dad and then you have a kid and you let your son suck on your wife's titty, you're a cuck. You're a
You're a
fucking
cuck.
cuck.
You're a
Even
cuck.
if you let
And-
the baby get out of the vagina, it's still touching
Right.
the outer wall
and
with its
you're,
cock.
You're a cuck to a baby, no less.
Yeah.
Which
You're
is
losing
even
to a
worse.
person half
It's not
your
What
like
would
you're
you guys
being-
do if your son got a boner right as he popped out of your wife's pussy? What would you do?
Probably have to kill him right there, right? You can't take that shit.
And he's hung too, and then she gets her first orgasm. Then you'd have to kill him.
Everybody in the room just like simultaneously fucking orgasms. The baby is born. The doctor's like, oh,
Yeah.
going crazy.
Yeah. No, the nurse faints. She's like, can I have his number? What's his fucking number?
Dude, it comes
Is,
out
is
like
he free Saturday?
First
No,
thing
the
that
dad's-
was just
The
couldn't
dad and all the
have that.
doctors like, I can't watch as he's sliding out. And then you hear a big thump, and it's like he's not even out yet. His cock is
It's
just
just a
like
dick.
unraveled and like slapped the tile.
all the nurses are fighting over who gets to take him to the nursery. It's like, no, I want to take him to the nursery.
As soon as he's out, he immediately does a kickflip and then punches the attendant.
Lights a ciggy.
He names
Great
himself.
names
He names
himself.
himself. The mom's like, I'm gonna name him Ben. And he goes,
Shut up, bitch.
Name's Drake, sugar tits. His massive horse cock is hanging out of his diapers.
Delivery was fucking legendary.
Where's the fucking bathroom?
Gonna
gotta
take
piss.
a piss.
I'm thirsty. Show me them titties,
Been in there
baby.
for 9 months, bitch. Gotta take
He
a
goes,
piss.
he goes, I'm thirsty, and all the nurses just take their tits out, all of them, all at once. Everybody in the
I've
room.
been locked up for 9 months straight.
I'm not going back to prison.
Yesterday, I learned about point slope form. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I point sloped
It's
on
very
somebody's
difficult
mom
subject.
pretty
Hey,
recently.
Sam, so why is point slope form useful?
Because it's easy, Max. It's easy.
Right.
Because it's easy.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Well,
That's more or less than
you guys want to know what else is easy?
What else is
Spending
easy?
spending a good weekend at a resort that we're kind of we're workshopping a little bit. Could someone give me the title? I kind of forgot the name.
It's
The
like,
name of our resort is called the Ravencrown Memorial Theater.
Oh, how could I forget?
yeah.
So
It's built on top of a cemetery, on top of an asylum.
that's abandoned,
And
of course.
basically, yeah, it's
And
been abandoned for a fucking while.
We did not remodel either. We're not.
No.
We're not planning on remodeling the asylum.
Wait, so why is it a theater?
Well,
What about
because it'll
this
be a movie
theater?
theater, right? So you walk
Yeah.
in, it'll be a nice long asylum hallway, and there are two ways you can go. You can go to Ravencrown Memorial Theater or Ravencrown Memorial Dentistry. Ravencrown Memorial Theater.
Oh boy, okay, let me fix this shit. I thought slash dentistry was its own talking point.
No, Ravencrown Memorial Theater is a state-of-the-art movie theater, of course. But Snorkel, would you please enlighten all the good people on what makes it so special and unique?
Well, what makes it so special is that every seat has its own custom cock pipe, and it's
Yes,
like
sir.
it's this straight steel thing coming out, jutting out of the fucking ground. And what you do is, if you got to go piss, you don't want to miss the movie,
Can't miss a
so
movie.
you stand up and then you just plop your shaft into the pipe and piss.
And if
And
you
that may distract other people, but hey, you gotta go. You gotta go.
if you're hung
Alright,
enough,
so
you don't even
What
need to
about
stand
women
up.
like me who have a giant,
Right.
gaping pussy?
Right, that
How am I
was
supposed to use the bathroom?
You ain't
that was
we
one
lying.
of my
also-
two questions.
Guys, nobody likes it when somebody's talking to a movie or texting during it. So not only do we have off the grid satellites that EMP everybody's fucking phone, so they can't call for help. I mean, they can't, disrupt
can't
it.
disrupt the movie.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's a dungeon. There's a dungeon that is run by who? Hummus?
Hummus. He's a hunchback.
This hunchback fuck that just,
He's a
runs
bitch.
the fucking
Hummus
dungeon.
is the worst.
And
but
that place is for all the disruptors and disruptees.
yeah, of course.
No matter
And-
what age they are. And we also have our own jurisdiction. It
Talking-
counts as its own state.
and
We
talking
okayed this from the fucking government.
and talking about
Ravencrown.
Hummus, really it ties into the dentistry because the dentist himself is actually Hummus's twin brother, who is not a hunchback, but he does a
Horace.
great job. Hummus and Horace. Horace the dentist.
Dude.
Don't call him Dr. Horace. He's not a doctor. He failed.
Yeah.
But he's a
We're
dentist.
giving them a second chance.
We are. It's
Everyone deserves a second chance, even
Top-
though you brutally fucked up your first time.
it's top quality dentistry. It's top quality movie experiences. It's unreal. But
And
yeah.
Yeah,
on a it's really
just-
remote, and it's by a cliffside too.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
only-
a very jagged pathway to get there.
The only way to
so
get
you
to it
kind
is
of need
by
a
foot.
bike. Yeah.
Foot or bike,
bike,
mountain
yeah.
bike. If you're a really good mountain biker, yeah.
But there may hypothetically be tripwires there, so you might not want to.
Traps maybe.
Also, there's no
Yeah.
aerospace access. We have a dead zone right above where we send out a frequent EMP pulse. So if a plane flies over, it just crashes.
Yeah, and it's
And we
very-
don't exactly have like the materials to like clean up shit, like the bodies outside or like the popcorn. So we just bred vultures, and we just station them, outside and inside.
And there are two rules that are very important to remember. Whenever you enter Ravencrown Memorial Theater, we ask that you pay your respects to Peter D. Ravencrown, and we have a bust of him right outside the door. He was a very kind man. He gave us the he gave us the funds to start Ravencrown Memorial Theater, and also once you're inside, there are many portraits of older men, women, and children. If you see their eyes following you, it's because you did something wrong. So don't worry too much.
Fuck
Think about-
doctors.
The thing about doctors is fuck them, right?
Right.
Because
If you
what do
really-
they do?
They get all up in your shit. They ask you
Yeah.
questions about what kind of drugs you use.
Yeah,
Dude,
and you
make
gotta
up
lie.
these-
It's called the coronavirus.
You know, that's why they
Yeah.
ask, right? Because they never do drugs or alcohol in their real life, so they have to like feed off of your own
Right.
young essence.
They're just not cool. They're like old not cool vampires who feed off
Yeah.
of our life essence as cool young kids who do a lot of drugs and have a lot of sex.
Yeah, I wonder what the ratio for that is. Like doctors to vampires, it's probably like 100%, right? Literally,
like weird shit.
One guy has asked to touch my fucking nuts like 3 times, and it's been the same
Yeah.
guy, and I haven't charged him with sexual assault yet,
Right.
and I haven't prosecuted him for it. That's kind of crazy. He's felt my body multiple times, and everybody's like, "Okay, that's fine. You know, we'll just let him do it. He's
Right.
qualified to touch your fucking
Yeah.
balls."
Just because he puts on a pair of gloves, okay, doesn't mean
Just-
that he can go
think about that.
willy-nilly touching wherever he wants down there.
This guy just
So
went to
what if I've
college
got
for like
bumps?
what, 7 or 4 years? It's a big fucking difference. I don't care. 7
Right.
or 4 years just to touch the balls of 12-year-olds and be
Right.
like, "Oh, it's just a thing, you know." I'm not a perv or anything.
Look. Here's the deal. I'm gonna make a bold statement. All I'm saying is that podiatrists are pretty much just paid child molesters.
Yeah,
Are we-
and they do get paid
Defund
for
the
it. They get paid
They're
a
just-
shit ton.
They're just professional pedophiles.
Miles,
Yeah.
why do you feel this way about doctors? Because I know you share the agreement, and we're all in agreement on how we feel about doctors. But why do you feel that way about them?
Yeah.
Because they touched me in my no-no place, and my mom knows it. Everyone knows this. It's just like act like it's a normal thing, but it shouldn't be. It's honestly a pandemic
Shouldn't
in the
be.
U.S. These other countries don't have any doctors, and look at them; they're
No, they have-
thriving.
Because no doctors.
Fuck
Yeah.
doctors.
Fuck doctors.
Honestly. Also, rap. What about it?
What about it?
Right on.
Whoa.
I don't.
Right
What
know.
about rap?
What about it? Who wrote
What about
it?
it?
What about it?
Say,
This wasn't my talking point. What
All
about
right,
it?
Miles. Miles, let us know about rap, bud.
It's the worst fucking genre of music ever created. It's the
All
devil's
music
work.
is kind of bad, but I will admit that one song has saved my life on multiple fucking
Yeah,
occasions.
that's true.
Okay, "Sad" by X.
Oh my
I
God.
know he beat his fucking girlfriend and all, but he really is more responsible.
I just want
for, like-
I just really wanted to just like say I was like 3rd grade. I was like 10. It was a really hard time in my life. My hamster had just died. I had just gotten charged
Yeah.
with assault on a 4-year-old, and I was really in a dark place in my life. And I found myself thinking about things that no one should ever have to think about. But then that year, like 2009, X released "Sad," and it saved my life.
You know what else is sad?
What's sad?
When people get sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
You know what's even more fucking sad than that?
That I find
When
it funny.
cute fucking animals get sexually
Rodents.
assaulted.
Yeah.
Rodents specifically. Which,
Yeah.
you know, versus to rat sexual assault.
be
Do you
honest,
guys
we're
think
all
that
guilty
shit
here.
happens? Like, there's sexual assault with like humans and gorillas, right? You see
Right.
the alpha, come up
Right.
on the guy that's fucking his wife, and he's like, "Get the fuck off! I'm gonna rip off your balls." So, do you
Right.
think this happens with like rats, dude? I think it does, especially in rat colleges, with frat rats and shit.
Right. The frat rats are just sexually assaulting, just rampant.
Wearing their Letterman jackets. Do you guys don't want to know what was like super slow?
What?
But
Father Philip's cock, my priest.
I still got caught by it though.
Yeah.
I've been dreaming about that for years, since the late
Yeah.
1990s.
all I'm saying is that Father Phillips and my doctor have a lot in common. Okay, they both put something in my ass without my permission.
Miles. Miles, how did you discover your fetishes?
I don't know.
And what are they?
I think that's
Also.
good one day.
Like what
Moms.
happened?
I don't know. I like women with short hair.
You know what is twisted? You know what I would consider to be a twisted sexual perversion? Gay dinosaurs.
That's
That like wouldn't that isn't that like
stealing
like,
all my fucking
I-
thunder. It's beautiful.
I don't have anything against gay regular people, but dinosaurs, that's too fucking far. So
Yeah.
the question is, like, how many dinosaurs were gay? Right?
Yeah, because there had to have been at least one or like a dozen. So
It's just
does
a
it
pack.
add weight to the entire extinction? I mean, we can look at something like the Holocaust and say, yeah, we know a few Jews were gay, but does that, add on to more? Like, it's already horrible that 6 million died,
Right.
but does it make it more horrible that, a couple more gay people were in there? Maybe.
Well, here's
You don't want to know. You don't know what else is weird. If those dinosaurs were against gays, it would be less bad of an
Right.
extinction.
Right.
So I think it is worth
Because
something.
what
Do you
if-
think
what if
that's
the
what
dino-
caused the extinction?
That they were gay, and God was like,
they're
okay,
all
gotta
gay.
blast these fuckers. They're gay.
Yeah. All
So-
the dinosaurs were scissoring and fucking slapping each other's dicks together. You think it just resorted to that?
I'm
Dude,
never
the
going to
T-
get Velociraptor
God said
scissoring out of
no
my
to
head.
that.
I'm never gonna get
The
T-Rex
T-Rexes-
sword fighting out of my head.
T-Rexes were just scissoring, yeah. The T-Rexes were scissoring and the pterodactyls were slapping dicks together in the air. It was just like
It's a giant gay
the-
orgy.
The age of the dinosaurs was just one giant 6.8 million year long orgy or whatever it is,
You know who I want to meet? Fuck meeting Abraham Lincoln if I went back in time. I want to meet the T-Rex with the best hand jobs.
That's what I was
He's
about
got
to
to be
say.
skilled at that shit.
Right. That's what I was about to say. How can T-Rexes possibly be gay? It has to be so hard.
It could
Yeah.
be that T-Rexes just had enormously long schlongers. So
Dude,
True.
so long.
We don't even know about because we only see their fucking fossils. We don't know how
Exactly.
hung they were.
exactly.
Right,
So it
that's
could have been
fair.
that it just was like up to their chin anyway.
Dude,
so other
maybe-
T-Rexes didn't have an issue just going.
Maybe no dinosaurs had a tail. Maybe all dinosaurs were like
They
tailless
did for
creatures.
sure. There's tailbones.
Definitely had tails.
So here's my question: how did old old retirement home age dinosaurs feel about the younger, more progressive gay dinosaur population?
Well, I mean, they've had years to settle into their own sexuality, so they probably wouldn't like it, and they want to, procreate and
Oh,
shit.
Right.
yeah, and that would probably
that-
lead to
that
some
begs the-
tension, huh? Wouldn't
Right,
it?
right. And
Yeah.
so my thought is, I wonder if the younger, more progressive gay dinosaurs ever tried to start a fight with the older,
Oh,
let's say,
I'm sure.
geriatric ones.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
right?
like a homosexual revolution or something. With
Right.
dinosaurs.
Do you think the young
Oh,
ones
unless
won?
There could have been so many of these wars, and we don't even know about them.
Right. The dinosaur sexual revolution. I'm gonna write a book about that, as if it's just pure fact.
Yeah, I'm sure a dinosaur stepdad has beat his son for being a homosexual at
Okay,
least
but
4 times.
here's what I'm saying. So what if a mob of just spitballing here, 50 geriatric dinosaurs were to come after one progressively homosexual dinosaur? What do you think would be the most effective way to kick the shit out of 50 geriatrics?
Well, not from experience or anything.
It's more of a question for Sam because he's in a math class right now. I'm not.
Right. And so none of us can count to 50, but Sam can count all the way up to 96.
Let me show you something.
Is he rubbing it on the whiteboard?
We got to do a little test here. So, look, this is the equation, right?
Well, it's going to be backwards on our screen, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Not for us.
Me. This is me.
Okay.
This is equals. This equals is actually a versus. Right. 50 times 80 plus. So what this is me versus 50 80 plus year olds, right? You got that?
Yeah.
Right.
Equals. And then this is x. And so if you were to solve here, you just hear me out. If you were to solve here, you have two equals, right? So you have to turn this one into two variables, v times s. You understand? You understand what you guys following me so far? Yeah. Okay. And then if you subtract 80 from this side, you get negative 80, and then this leaves a space right here. Okay. And so we then move me in here. You understand that?
Falling behind here.
No, I'm good. Keep going.
All right.
Keep going.
So now I'm amongst the 50. So it's me and the 50. So what this is saying is me and the 50 in a room, right? But because we now have only one equal, we've created an inequality. So to make it more equal, we need to give me what we call the variable of g, and that is gun. So essentially what we're talking here is we end up.
So scientifically, the best way to most effectively kick the shit out of 50 geriatrics is with a gun.
Correct. And here's the
Okay.
Mathematically speaking. And you have the formula to prove it.
So essentially, what happens is I walk into a room with a gun and be a. It sounds
I
like
think
a-
the most risky thing I could fucking do, like right now, like legitimately, is go to like the zoo and pick a fight with a bunch of rhinoceri. But Sam, I think you'd stand a chance. If I'm being honest.
There's a legendary story of I was in 7th or 8th grade, and I was just talking to a guy about it, and I did determine that I could in fact single-handedly fuck up a family of rhinoceri. But then upon becoming older and much more just incredibly awesome at most things and like generally powerful, I decided that if I were to try to even the equation a little bit, I could show you again on the whiteboard, but if I were to try to even that equation, I would have to add the entire UFC roster to the side of the rhinoceros, just so it was like a little more fair. I still think I could handle it though.
So you think you could single-handedly fuck up an entire family of rhinoceri and the whole UFC roster all at once?
Yes.
Well, what would be your first move, Sam, if one was charging you right now?
My first move would be to roundhouse kick the mother in the jaw so she gets disoriented, pick up the baby by the horn, right? Then I would make sure to make quick work of the UFC guys using my newfound weapon, which is a baby rhinoceros. Because, so, I think I could finish off the heavyweights and light heavyweights before the mom got reoriented, right? Then I would use the baby like a football and throw it back at her. Yeah, that would hit her. They'd all get confused. They'd make sure that each other are okay. While they're doing that, I'd quickly mount the mother rhinoceros, use her horn like a steering wheel, right? And drive her straight through the middleweights and the lightweights, right? They'd all be gone. All the UFC guys done. And then that leaves all the low weight class guys who I could, they don't matter. Yeah. And so from then on, I would just use the most powerful move in my arsenal. And that is like the one of those things where you're on the ground and then you kick up, and I would kick the mother rhinoceros up straight to the moon, and it would also be the first rhinoceros to ever be on the moon, so we'd be breaking 2 world records here.
It would also change the tides.
My question for you is, which UFC fighter would pose the most challenge for you?
Yeah.
I think the issue here is more the rhinoceri. I mean,
yeah. No, I think it's you from the future that joins the UFC, then travels back in time to kick your own ass. That's probably the worst threat.
Sam's just a danger to himself.
That's fair, but I think it would still have the upper hand because at this moment I would be much more resourceful than my older self, because my older self has been hit in the head so many times from being in countless battles. But like, I feel very specifically about podiums. I don't know if you guys share my sentiment.
Yeah, fuck him, dude.
Like,
just have a table.
Fuck them.
Have a table.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Get a table.
Yeah, tables, desks,
cabinet,
hold on to your notes.
Something. Exactly. Thank you.
Another shorter person holding the microphone for you.
A music stand, anything.
A microphone stand.
Anything.
Yeah, like you're already standing anyway. You don't need this big block of wood. You know what it is, dude? Podiums were fucking designed to hide the gross-ass bodies that politicians have.
Okay, so why don't we have lasers? Like, actually, though.
That's actually a very good fucking question. Like, we do have laser pointers and shit, but we don't have lasers that, like, cut off somebody's goddamn arm. Like, why don't we have those? Like, we have guns and all that. That's great and everything, but we need actual shit that cuts off limbs. Why don't we have that shit yet? I mean, we've got terrorists left and right, you know. We've got people burning down buildings and flying into buildings, but
if anything,
we don't have lasers.
If anything, it's more humane than a blade, because then it just cauterizes the wound right away as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the best way to deter nuclear warfare, domestic terrorism, any kind of social problems is literally just make lasers.
We could like chop like if Florida pisses us off, we could just chop it off.
Dude, we could make the world's largest bowl of noodles by dumping a bunch of raw noodles into the ocean and then heating it up with lasers.
Unreal.
Yeah, we could cut out. That's a good idea though. Cutting Florida out like in the shape of a dick and just rename it Dick State as the president or something.
And then just have it float away from us so we don't have to deal with it ever again.
Yeah. And it crashes into India and it's like There's this whole
Fast
fucking
and-
huge war between Florida and India, and all the Florida
Fast
men are
into a
just like
boat.
riding gators and shit.
I think we could
Cut out
also
Mount Everest and then like slingshot into Brazil or something.
we could cut out Ohio and just airlift it over to Russia, like some dead place. We can get rid of that state entirely. Just have a nice lake.
Which Ohio, I'm just going to posit this right now, and I'll say it again. I've said it before. Ohio is the root of all evil everywhere.
Why?
Just everything evil comes from Ohio.
I'd say that's Washington. No, not Washington. No, just Washington D.C. in general. That's the root of all evil.
No, Ohio is the absolute root of all evil. I think
Why?
every single psychopath ever born was born in Ohio. I think they have a secret breeding facility for people who can't feel emotions.
And so I just thought it was a funny thought if the bounty hunter had to go to a fucking baby shower in like 10 minutes, and he just picks up a heroin needle and just puts it in a box. It's like, oh, I didn't know that.
For
was
the
in there.
baby. Oh,
For
yeah.
the baby.
Yeah, for the kid.
Ties a
Right,
ribbon around
see.
it. For the kid.
it happens to be Drake, and he promptly uses the needle.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, if Miles is going to say anything, then I think right now it's an appropriate time to take a moment of silence for all the pirates who died on the high sea back in the day. So let's just.
All right, yeah.
All right, now that that's over, can we talk
Hey,
about how
you two,
ugly
this
Daisy
is
Ridley
serious.
is?
This is fucking serious, you
Guys,
two.
Okay, come on, guys. People fucking died, and you're laughing, Sam.
Yeah, and you're laughing about it, dude. People died.
All right, guys, let's try this again,
Laugh.
okay?
Okay. Moment of silence.
Fuck you. Okay, well, I guess we can't be serious. Jesus. Guys died. Christ's sake.
I'm sorry. Here.
It's all right. Don't you dare, Sam. Don't you fucking dare. We'll go on to the next one.
Hi, I say we can go on the next one for sure. I
Okay,
think
cool.
we had at least a moment of silence in there. So Max, would you would you like to introduce this next topic, please?
Yeah, so, Daisy Ridley is fucking ugly.
Thank you. Someone had to say it. Somebody had to say it. Miles, how do you feel about this?
Daisy Ridley is gross.
Okay,
I genuinely think she's unattractive.
All right.
All right.
10 points, yeah,
Every-
Miles.
I don't think British people are attractive. Their voice is kind of unsettling and turns me off.
Miles, 10
We
points.
actually
10
we
points
do
scale.
have we do have a talking point about this somewhere.
Do we?
Do we?
About
Yeah.
British people
Totally
being
forgot.
actually disgusting.
There
Oh,
was
okay.
one about Brits, but it
Yeah.
doesn't look like it's in there still. So, yeah, Swickle, how do you feel about Daisy Ridley?
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's
I
the
think
important
she's an
question to
angel. I
ask.
think you're all insane, and it's kind of very weird and disgusting that you guys think she's ugly.
So
So,
here's the deal.
you know, opinions
What
are opinions.
redeeming qualities that she had is
Yeah, she's a Brit,
she
okay.
got.
and also she's ugly.
Okay.
So there were those two things.
She's my fucking angel. You guys are insane.
Yeah.
I think
well,
you're kind
It
of
is what it is. It is what it is.
no. It's not what it is. She's gross, and you need to accept that fact.
Okay.
we can't all
I'll-
have
I'll
good
do my
taste in
best.
women.
Which actually it brings us to our next topic, which I'll have Sam introduce because I can't agree on this one.
No, I do not. I do not.
I don't agree on it either.
Well, I gotta say, Margot Robbie is just fucking ugly.
Who?
Margot
Who?
Robbie, just so
Oh,
ugly.
yeah, the Suicide Squad girl. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
so,
oh,
so
yeah.
So,
ugly.
yeah, Sam. So that's fucked up.
It's
Yeah.
You can say what you want about Daisy Ridley, but
I do
Sam.
believe you saying that for the first time started out serious, and then we fucked you on it, and then you jokingly said, "Yeah, she's ugly." I
Oh.
think you doubled back really smart.
no.
If you saw her,
I'm
you
serious
would kiss
right
her
now.
with a big, beautiful.
No, I
purple
think you
lip.
started with, "Yeah, she's not that hot." I don't know what you guys are talking about.
She's not.
Miles. So you
Ugly.
are aware that Margot Robbie is also a Brit, right?
She's not. She's not. That's just a lie.
Yeah, but she is. So why isn't the government supplying snorkels for Giga Chads who are ODing at badge?
Very good question. Vag or vag juice in general?
I would
Just
I would
Just
benefit
vag.
I would benefit
Yeah,
from a
if colleges are already going to give out free condoms, they might as well give out snorkels for dudes that are just swimming in pussy. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Right. Here's the deal: they're discriminating
Drowning
against.
is a real problem.
Right,
I-
they're
I would-
The
discriminating
government
against
needs to
people like
acknowledge
us.
this.
I would very much benefit from a government funded program like that. I need something like
Right.
that. It's a problem I face
could
every
use-
day.
I could use
nine
at
out
least
of, yeah,
2 snorkels.
9
at
out
the
of
very
10
least.
deaths at colleges are like associated with drowning in vagina. So
9 out of 10 deaths. Yeah.
Yep, I've
And
had
there-
several near death experiences of
1 in
that.
10 are from me and other women because my
Right.
cock kills. It's like they call it the shish kebab. I don't know why. Anyway,
Here's the thing, though: the government and colleges in general are actually discriminating against Chads. You know,
yeah,
which is really fucked up if you think about it.
It's pretty cringe. I'm not gonna lie.
Because like,
we are. Yeah, Chads are kind of oppressed.
right, and Chads
In
like
a way.
us. Chads like us are like the future of this nation, right? Like, if it weren't for us, nobody would be having babies.
So like, why
Mhm.
are you oppressing us? Why
So
can't
why
we
are we
just get
so cool?
snorkels? What, Miles?
Fucking us gamers over.
Yeah, no, it's just
Honestly, no. It's a real fucking problem.
I know.
I have to be here by myself, not getting anything, while you Chads
Mm-hmm.
taking
Yeah,
Veronica
for sure.
away from me.
Yeah.
She's mine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She is legally mine.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what kind of
Can I just ask
voodoo
you,
magic.
Miles? Do you need a snorkel because you're ODing?
No, I need
Okay,
a
so you're not
life
as
check.
important.
I
So
can't
you're,
get in the water.
so you're not as important. Okay. So just let us get our snorkels and we'll be fine.
Seriously.
Okay.
We just need
Because
snorkels. That's all.
Here's the deal:
Government
right
supplied
now,
snorkels.
Mark my words, Chad. Us gamers.
right now,
We'll get our revenge.
right now, us Chads are almost like bees, right? Because we have so much sex that we're at risk of dying from it.
And just like bees, you're gonna be
Because we don't have snorkels to allow us to breathe, right?
Yeah.
If we get snorkels, then we can be allowed to travel the entire world, being Chads who have like hundreds of babies a year. And
Yeah.
boom,
We need gliders, dude, so we can have more sex with people from different towns because this shit's getting stale. Everybody's the town bicycle. You've had a ride, multiple times.
Already been through it like 10 times per person. It's unreal, really.
My
So-
rotation is now just been circled a million times.
when I run for president in 16 years, I'm going to run on the platform of supplying snorkels and gliders to all Chads
Thank you.
in
That's
order
literally-
to allow them to get around more easily, and also so that they don't suffocate because of the massive amount of pussy that they receive.
It's literally all I asked for. So thank you.
I should ask for that for my next birthday.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Mom, get a snorkel, for fuck's sake.
It's coming up. It's on
You know,
Friday.
so
It's
my
tomorrow.
my
Ooh.
one complaint about snorkels is you can't suck on assholes and a snorkel at the same time.
It's very
I mean,
difficult. You can
It
try.
is difficult. And so the issue is, one of my lifelong goals has been to prolapse an anus with nothing but my exceptional lip suction. So I'm at like a conundrum here, right? I'm at a
Max-
Okay,
crossroads.
so you can give somebody a huge ass hickey if you're sucking on them for 10 hours, right?
Right.
So maybe you could after a while, but I think your essence would just turn into shit.
Max, could you show
Literal
us?
shit.
Could you show us the form with which you would achieve that task?
I think it's I think so. First, you gotta hair out of the face, right? Crack the knuckles, crack the back. This is all
That's
important.
pretty slick, I'm not gonna lie.
The wind up is
Crack
really
your
important.
toes. Don't forget to crack your toes.
Toes are all cracked, knees are cracked, neck is cracked,
Headset on.
and then you
Gamer
put one of
time.
these, headset on, and then you go, and then you grab the ass cheeks like this, right, with your middle fingers in the asshole,
Oh,
spread it just a little
that's
bit,
a smart move.
right, and then you go like that.
I think probably the key to that is folding out the lips so that you can get maximum
Suction.
contact and suction.
Right,
It's gotta be-
right. You got to have it all the way around the asshole so that you can suck from inside
this.
all the way up.
Like this.
And they got to feel
Watch.
the pull from their navel, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Hold the phone.
This is what
Back
we're
to
talking
the
about.
thing where you shove something up your ass and it goes out of your mouth, dude. Miles, if you had, what's her name? What's her name?
Katie Mercury.
No, Precious.
Why is that always
Oh my
just a
God.
thing on your
Yeah,
mind?
Petunia, that girl you wanna fuck.
Yeah.
So if she
No, I
took
am
a
fucking
vacuum
her.
up your
My
ass,
beautiful
and went
wife,
out
I
your
love her more than
mouth.
anything. She has 3 kids.
Okay,
There's Amber, Violet, and Gumbo. I love them all.
okay. If Petunia shoved
Yeah.
a vacuum, the suction vacuum up your ass and then out of your mouth, you could prolapse her anus from your mouth. That
I
has
would not-
vacuum.
Doing
Damn, dude. What's that? What is that called? So, like, what would that segment be called?
Wait, can you guys hold
Deep
up for
space.
just? Can you guys hold up for just a second? I'm
Deep
gonna.
space.
Because there's a giant ass vacuum.
We can't still.
Okay, Sam. What was your Olsen Wi-Fi story about?
Well,
Clearly, this is a pointed
you see,
prompt.
there was a time in life where certain pair of twins didn't have any internet in their home, so in order to do anything, they needed to, use their neighbor's Wi-Fi, which happened to be unlocked. And I was just kind of thinking about, certain discoveries that we made on the Olsen Wi-Fi with our iPod Touch 4th generation in our bedrooms on our neighbor's Wi-Fi, and I'm not at liberty to say such things because of the nature of where I am at right now, but I think Max could explain a little bit.
Dude, I know for an absolute fact that we discovered porn on our 70-year-old neighbor's Wi-Fi.
And I think we know which ones we discovered as well. Don't we?
The title?
A guy named Mr. Lucky Fellow.
Yes, I remember the exact title. Yeah, I think it's 3 divine blondies fuck 1 lucky guy.
One lucky guy.
One lucky guy, Mr. Lucky Fellow.
Mr. Lucky Fellow.
I remember when you two showed me my first.
Did
You're at
we?
my house, and you're like, "Look at this," and it's like some doctor, like, you gotta let me look down there."
I mean, the Olsen's Wi-Fi opened up just like a door of possibilities for everyone, and we've all been we've all been exploiting that door for a very long time, and it's led up to this point. And again, I'm not allowed to say what point it's led up to. So can somebody else please do the liberty? Do me the honor.
Of what it has led to today?
Yes. What has it led to?
I literally do not know what you're referring to. So.
It's kind of become just a hazard on all of my technology, and
Yeah.
specifically, just like my keyboard in general. It's especially like in between the S and D.
My keyboard didn't stand a chance. There is.
Yeah, my keyboard is kind of sticky. If you guys catch my drift.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there was an unholy amount of semen in between my keycaps.
and especially in between like the P and the O and the R and the N one for some reason. I don't know why, but those ones are like especially.
You look up porn after you ejaculate on your fingers.
As a
You've already pre-gamed. You've pre-gamed the porn, dude. Yeah, I'm so excited to watch this porn. Oh, okay, now I'm a porn.
Lucky guy.
You're pre-gaming, dude.
I feel bad for
That's
your roommate having
hilarious.
to listen to all this.
Oh, whatever.
I mean, he's
This
looking.
is a scintillating conversation.
He's looking like he's having fun.
Porn. All I'm saying is that. Yeah. So does anybody else pre-game before they watch porn? Just got to get it get ready for it.
foreplay, dude. You need to treat yourself right. Come on.
See, I don't. So like it's not on a specific region of my keyboard, but it looks like I have pudding keycaps on my keyboard. That's how much pile up there is in between my keys, between my keycaps.
It looks like you made a mayo sandwich on your keyboard and then ate it over your keyboard.
It's unreal. It's truly something else.
Yeah. No, mine looks like I had like 12 McChickens and just went nuts on the McChickens.
Mine looks like I came on it.
Oh, speaking, Miles, do you care to explain that one time that we looked in your PlayStation browser, and we found just so much damning evidence. Every letter we typed in,
I don't remember this.
every letter we typed in, there was an autocorrect of what
Yeah,
you
I
searched
remember
before.
the A was Asakira for Miles one time.
Yeah, every letter. every letter but like Z and V maybe. Like it was
Yeah.
crazy.
And X. No, there was X videos probably.
Yeah. So Miles, you do remember this. This is selective memory. Tap
I
in your
don't.
memories, bud. It's
I
when we looked
can't.
up Dragon Ball Z porn on your PlayStation browser.
It's probably because of you assholes looking up some really.
No, at the time you
Nasty
claimed
shit.
was Madden, but I know for a fact that at that point in history, Madden did not use your PlayStation.
Yeah.
He did.
No, you're full of shit.
Your
It
ass.
was 100% him.
It was
He's a
not
gross,
him.
disgusting pig child who looks up whatever he wants and whatever.
Sure, Miles. So
I'm serious.
speaking of porn, you guys ever watch that gross shit where there's like an old dude? And it's like, this is so gross. His balls
Yeah.
are like hanging off his body. It's like, this is so gross. I just want to like fucking I just want to fast bag that shit, right?
Yeah.
So again,
That's
because
weird.
we are a completely evidence-based group of people. What are the logistics of that? Fast bagging an 80-year-old scrotum.
I could explain if you would like me to.
Sure.
All you need to do is you need two metal like bars like hooked to the ceiling, yes, and a nice plank of plywood. You screw a hole in the plywood, fairly big, about yay big around, and then you have an 80-year-old guy sit on it, and you know what he has to do, and then
Just let it
underneath it,
droop.
yeah, and then underneath it, it's just hitting him with that, getting the rotations in. And of course, if you have a big enough piece of plywood, it'll hit with the back and forth action. So,
Bouncing off and on. He's
Would
doing
the
that.
plywood break? Would it break?
no, you just got to get a particularly sickly old person.
Yeah, that
It's like
depends on
that
how-
scene in the first Avengers movie where Captain America punches a hole through a punching bag.
They just start leaking some unknown fluid.
He has to punch
You
a
just
hole.
hit them so much they start leaking.
Yeah, it's like green. Oh, that's fine. It's just old guy cum. Keep going.
Oh, it's just been rotting in there for a while. Don't worry about it.
Fuck, dude. And like flowers grow immediately out of like the tile.
Oh, that's rancid.
What the fuck are you?
You
Oh,
know what really
yeah.
pisses me off? Did you guys see the leaked Epstein footage?
Yeah, dude. Wait, no, I didn't. Actually, could you talk about that for a second?
Bill Clinton himself shot Jeffrey Epstein in the fucking face.
And
It was nuts.
what did he say? Did they have audio?
He looked directly into the camera and says, "You know too much about Pedophile Island and my sex plane with little kids." Oh my god, everything came out. He took off his mask, revealing his reptile face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How did he kill him again?
held a gun up
How-
to his head, told him to eat lead.
But wasn't he found with like strangle marks on him?
No.
It
It was a cover-up.
was a cover up.
It was a cover-up. Because how did he get a hold of a gun in jail?
Yeah.
So, it's
That was
all
beautiful.
out. It's all out here now.
That was utterly beautiful, and I'm so glad.
Can I ask you guys, what would you guys do if Trump was... This is his last couple days on as president. He gets on the podium and he's like, "I want to confirm that aliens are not real, but magic is." And then he fireball forms in his hand and he starts throwing them at the crowd. It's like, worship me.
I could
President
see
Trump
it
is
doing
actually a warlock.
So Mike Tyson is a fucking pussy.
Oh, on
Yeah,
God.
dude.
On God.
I asked him to swing one time, and he didn't take the offer.
I could beat the shit
We
out of Mike
we
Tyson.
tried to get him on the podcast for an interview, but he declined because he's a pussy.
He's a fucking pussy.
And so
He literally like sent us back an email. Is like, "Nah, I'm scared of y'all," and you could hear the list through the fucking text. It was so pathetic.
He fucking what a pussy.
Yeah.
Which it makes me kind of want to list off all the biggest fucking pussies around. Starting
Yeah.
with Mike Tyson. Number one, Mike Tyson. What a pussy.
Right.
big.
Okay, number 9. I'd just say Tom fucking Hanks, dude. Look at that guy.
Tom
Gonna
Hanks,
punch you in
that's
the
fair.
mouth.
If I'm chipping in here, I would say in the top 5, Mark Henry from the WWE is definitely a pussy ass.
Do you watch the
I don't
WWE,
think-
Miles?
I
No, I
think
don't.
I don't watch
I
that.
watched it as a child. Because,
All right.
that was Madden.
That
All
explains
Madden.
the
So number
significance.
9, number 9 was Tom Hanks. Yeah, that I can get behind that. Number 10 being Mike Tyson. Tom Hanks is the next biggest pussy on our list.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks is such a fucking pussy. Number 8, I'm gonna say Barack Obama. I could beat
I
the
was
shit out of that
thinking of
guy.
the same
Yeah.
fucking thing, you bastard.
Barack Obama ain't shit, dude.
I
He
actually
ain't
did
shit.
at one point. You know that?
You
Yeah,
dated him?
No, I did. I did kick the shit out of him.
Oh, okay.
It was 2010. I went to the Oval Office. I just climbed in through the window, kind of a thing. I just walked right past security guards, like, "Hey Sam, what's up?" And I challenged him to a fist fight, and he's like, "Okay." And then I just broke his leg right there. And it wasn't. He cried. He asked his wife to please kick me out.
Neil Armstrong.
He's not even strong, bro.
Right, exactly. His name
Especially
is
not in the
Armstrong.
arms.
His name is Armstrong, but he's a fucking pussy.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
he's a fucking nerd.
I
So,
wouldn't
yeah,
be scared of him at all.
Number 7 on my list is Neil Armstrong. What a nerd.
I have to say that's
Yeah.
pretty fair.
First man to step foot on the moon. More like first man to fucking be a
Not have sex.
Is he number 7 or number 6?
6.
Gotta say number 5 would probably be Theodore Roosevelt.
No, what a pussy.
Gah.
4 would be Stonewall Jackson. He just fucking stood there,
Yeah.
didn't do shit. That's class A pussy, dude.
Yeah.
There's a war going on. You're just standing there like a fucking wall. Okay.
Number
Sounds
that Stone 5 would be Stonewall Jackson. Number 4 for me would be Julius Caesar.
Hmm.
Like
Right,
really?
yeah. You got killed.
You
Really?
get stabbed to death right outside of your own Senate. What a pussy.
Yeah.
I have to.
Number
agree.
3 would have to be the Loch Ness fucking monster because
Just
That's
will not
fair.
show
Yeah,
it
his
just
face.
popped up once and never showed up again. Come on.
Right.
Fuck you.
And in that vein, I feel like Bigfoot is also a fucking pussy.
We can
Yeah.
make him a subcategory.
Honorable
Yeah.
mention.
Honorable
Miles?
mention. Honorable mentions, right? Being
Yeah.
Bigfoot, the Kraken, Mothman.
Zodiac
You
killer.
guys don't agree on Mark Henry being on it in the top 10. He's
No,
at
Miles,
least honorable
we're-
mentions.
I don't know
Miles,
who
we're
Mark
cut-
Henry
we're
is,
cutting-
but
we're cutting every single mention of Mark Henry out.
Mark Henry's a pussy.
who's Mark Henry?
Right. Also in my honorable mentions for the biggest pussies of all time, maybe God.
Yeah, because nobody's ever seen him before.
Right. He won't
I'm
even.
so afraid of the chats down there. Probably never had sex.
I think we
Bill
could.
Lincoln.
I think we could confidently say Tupac.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How is this podcast ever going to be successful, dude? Jesus Christ. We've already made so many enemies.
we have a list of the biggest pussies.
We
of all
have
time,
no
which
stuff
include,
yet.
which include Theodore Roosevelt, Tom Hanks, Mike Tyson, God, Tupac.
Guys, realistically, to anybody who's watching this, we can say whatever the fuck we want because there's no splitting our audience. We've got 0 to 1 subscribers,
Right.
so
You cannot
no
stop us.
splitting shit.
At this point, we're just beyond. We're beyond anything. We can't divide our audience. We can't be shut down. No one can stop
By
us.
the off chance this fucking grows, maybe we'll think about what we're gonna say next. But for now, fuck you, fuck you.
I think the number one biggest pussy of all time would just be ghosts in general.
Yeah.
I know that encompasses like a lot of our list, but ghosts are pussies.
Or moms.
Yeah,
Single
Yeah,
moms.
Yeah,
like
for
that's
sure.
so pathetic. They put a roof over your head and give you clothes and food and shit.
Love and nurture you.
So gross.
Imagine that. Imagine. Come on. That's some pathetic stuff.
Yeah, so our first place is a tie between single moms and ghosts. Speaking of ghosts, have you ever considered that if you were to just like say it was Halloween and if you just like put a white sheet on your cock, people would just assume that it was a really small kid in a ghost costume,
That
or in my
happens-
case, a regular sized kid.
That
in a
happens
ghost
to me
costume.
all the time. One time I pulled that maneuver and I went to a Halloween
Oh.
party, right?
It's
and-
so hard not
And,
to
s-
Everybody
and
was like,
some,
"Who's your son?"
Yeah, some lady went up to me and she's like, "Oh, your kid looks so cute." And I'm like,
He
"Yeah,
looks so good.
okay."
This is my son, spit, Jerry. And then there's just this huge stain. It just goes across the steam.
Yeah, I taught him to spit on command.
He doesn't know how to talk, but he knows how to spit. I'll tell you that much.
But teach my I ever have a kid, I'm not going to teach him anything useful, but I'm going to teach him commands. Roll over, kid.
Got like a fucking whistle, like
Bite.
Just bite. I drag him around everywhere by the hair, and then when I want him to I say bite, and I let him go.
His name's Creature. Creature, come here.
For Sam, it's like a quest kind of thing. You know, the bigger the animal, the better the fucking achievement.
It's true.
So Sam, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Could you box the shit out of a giraffe?
Well, yes and no. I definitely could, but I would need some tools. I think you would need to give me a trampoline and at least a 10-foot ledge, right?
At least a 10-foot ledge? Explain to me how you're going to beat the shit out of a giraffe with a trampoline and a 10-foot ledge.
I placed a trampoline strategically between the ledge and the giraffe, because I can't reach the giraffe from my ledge, right? So
Right.
I would leap off my ledge and do a backflip, aerial, corkscrew spin, landing on the trampoline in the perfect ideal position, and then shooting myself upwards by simultaneously using the momentum of my fall and then jumping off the trampoline. So I would fly, like 50 feet in the air, and on my way up, I'd do like a spinning uppercut, and I'd just shatter its jaw. Just shatter it.
Sam has gotten kicked out of Sam has gotten kicked out of every zoo in every country except for Ukraine, where this kind of behavior is just normal.
I'm not allowed in zoos anymore, it's true.
Sam has fucked up 2 rhinoceroses, 1 giraffe, an entire pride of lions, and 1 muskrat.
Sam just leave bullet hole marks.
The muskrat didn't stand a chance, by the way. I'm not
Are we gonna do the last one, or is that too much?
What? Being so rich that instead of shitting, you have a Chinese butt. I can't even.
I don't know if we can do that one. Well, if that's all of our talking points, I think it's time to wrap up.
Dude, I really have to shit. Like, I'm approaching.
I do think
red
it might
zone.
be. We've gotten.
I don't think the audience deserves an outro because they're ungrateful pieces of shit.
Yeah, and nobody's gonna listen to this
You're
one
laughing at us.
after minute 1 anyway.
Yeah, that's
our
true.
first-
We've made a lot of enemies in the
Our first
future
talking
just by doing
point.
this.
Our first talking point was about forcing cancer patients to run an obstacle course for an extra cup of pudding every Sunday.
Video.
I hope anybody who ever comes across this just immediately dies. That's all.
Yes, as do I.
All right. I'm glad we all agree. All right. I'm gonna end it right there.